Father Pat is with us on this Friday edition of SSJ at Home, and thanks for joining us, everyone. And I have to admit something, Father. Well, not to you because you know this, but to everyone. This, whatever's coming in the Gulf, this is all new to me. I'm a desert rat. I get dust storms. I don't get storms with water in them that last for days. So this will be new for me, but you've been through it before, as have most of the people who are watching. What are we doing, or what will we do? And typically, what have we done before with a storm coming in at the parish?
Yeah, so it was August 2017, I think, that Harvey really came upon us. I think it started forming about August 17th. So we're right there in that window. And now we hear there's some tropical depressions forming out in the Gulf that, as it looks right now, might be coming this way as much as they can predict that. So, always this time of year, we start to pay a little bit more attention to the tropics, pay a little bit more attention to those hurricanes forming. Of course, this year we've had a pretty active season. Nothing that really came around here, but we've had lots of storms forming out there in the Atlantic this year. So it's always good to at this time of year dust off our hurricane preparedness. Last week, Jim Burke and a group of parishioners passed out hurricane emergency preparedness kits in the neighborhood next to us here, and the area that's they're kind of flood prone. They flooded the last time and flooded a couple of times since I've been here, and it's just a kit where they can people can store important papers, important documents, some essentials and things like that. And it's a little backpack they can pick up and run with it. So it's important that we all start kind of thinking about things like that, about how we're going to be prepared for the hurricane. Certainly, we've started doing that here at St. Simon and Jude, right? And we have twofold that we need to look at when we start talking about hurricane preparedness. One is, what we're going to do with the facilities and how we're going to communicate with everyone. But we always operate as a Red Cross shelter when hurricanes come through. So Jim Burkett has been busy all summer kind of reforming the Red Cross shelter team. And obviously, in this time of the pandemic, opening the shelter will be much different. And, we certainly want to discourage those that are the more vulnerable population from participating in the shelter. So he's been revamping the team, revamping the communications. But over this next week, I'm sure we'll be busy around here, just looking at our hurricane preparedness and what we need to do as we go forward.
And I know we've had some recent history with it because we did have the system that came through just last year, I recall.
That was Tropical Storm Imelda, came through at the end of September, but that again, on both those counts, gave us a chance to look at things. We had to make the decision of whether or not to cancel activities rather fast, and the storm really never got to us, right? It kind of had bypassed us. I think that was on a Wednesday, and then it turned around and started coming back towards us on Thursday and did significant flooding, between Conroe and Kingwood, that area. I know St. Martha's flooded over in Kingwood again for the second time with it. But we had to make some quick decisions on whether or not we were going to have activities and what activities we were going to have. And so it really pointed out our need to make sure we know how we're going to make those decisions, and probably much more importantly, how we're going to communicate those decisions. So it's important now. At least thanks to the pandemic, right? We got these daily newsletters going out. We've got block notes all up and running, and that'll have to be our primary source of communication to the parish when we start having things. So I encourage people that during that storm to really look at these flock notes and look at the stay posted on our web and all, and we'll try to keep everyone informed. We also had to make decisions very quickly about opening the Red Cross shelter. Again, Jim Burkett and his team really came through. We opened the center in less than 4 hours. It was remarkable, had it all staffed and all. As it turned out, we didn't have many clients that needed to use the shelter, but we did show that we could activate the shelter on a moment's notice. So that gave us some real encouragement.
So as a parish, we will provide any information that is relevant to our parishioners and our community, and certainly information that is ultimately comes from you and those who make the decisions with regard to preparedness at the church, and we'll have them daily as needed throughout the next week or two right here at Flock Notes on SSJ at Home. Anything else?
Right. Well, so again, that's where the pandemic, we don't have a lot of events that we're going to cancel since we don't have a lot of events here at the church.
Right.
But, we do have mass and we do have things, and we do also want to make sure we stay in contact with our parishioners. We do want to encourage any parishioners out there that if you need some help, if you need some assistance, to give us a call. Our reception line will be open. In fact, if in the case of a hurricane, our phone calls will go directly to our emergency center where we run the shelter and everything, so we can provide information about the shelter. We can address your needs. So we really encourage our parishioners, if you need anything, to give us a call here, and we'll do our best to help out.
Okay, thank you, Father Pat, and thanks everyone. We'll keep you in touch as necessary. And Father Pat, have a good weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.